incorporate a training day as well, a ride day on the Saturday, and on the Sunday the return of the endurance race, a 2 hour for small bikes and a 3 hour for the larger bike. So should be an awesome Labour weekend here at Bruce McLaren Motorsport. So we're ready to go, working with the lights. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the Reds, and when they go out we get a start. We've got no jump starts there, and we had a lot of controversy with our jump starts over the series. That was close to perfect, and David holds it as they head into the first corner. Carl Cox Motorsport, and one of them straight ahead on the left.
That gives it to Scotty Moore. This is exactly where he needs to be of the title chase, and leads them out of turn 7 and the run to turn 8, the sweeping left-hander. But brilliant stuff from Sloane Frost as well. That's what he needed to do as well. And then is Tony Rees. We confirm the 11 of Tony Rees there behind Sloane Frost. So all on here as they head down the back end of the circuit.
Wow, what a start. And that was a major. I tell you what, for the Damon to be on the inside, and lucky enough he was far enough in front, probably 2 or 3 bike lengths, that when he realised something had failed on the corner, he went straight ahead. He did not take any of the other turning riders with him. And of course he's gone right across the kiddie litter and turned gently and come back onto it. So even though he's been out in the chunked up dirt, he's actually had a chance to return on the track and has not gone down. So amazing recovery, and I'm sure we'll see something of that on a replay with Ctas. So if you don't get an opportunity, maybe if you're here at the track and you've just caught up with it or seen it from the rear, you'll be able to go within a couple of days. Of course, normally Ctas Grant has the opportunity to put the coverage up within around 48 hours of the conclusion of the event. So stay tuned, maybe even by Monday night if he has a good day on Monday. So great to see. But there you go, Brad. Great start. Scotty Moyer, the local man in front.
Absolutely brilliant time. Exactly what he needs to do. A poor start to Daniel Miller. He's back there. He's up in the 5th place now. So he's got a lot of work to do. Just the 10 lappers. So already 1 down, 9 laps to go. As we see Scotty Moyer trying to sneak off into the distance. Good start from Al Hoogie. Sloane Frost in there. Good little battle. Keep our eyes on Tony Rees and James Hoogie as well. James has got some good pace here at Taupo as well. So all to play for here as we see Scotty Moyer into the left-hander with Al Hoogie under a bit of pressure now from Sloane Frost. So the more they'll battle, the more it'll play into Scotty's hands out in front at the moment.
Well, you got Demon Damo, and he might have had that terrible start. He went back to last. He's already picked up 2 of them over that lap, and he's just picked up another one as we watched him. And I'm sure he's right on the tail of another as they head round towards the airfield side here at Bruce McLaren Motorsport Park, the fantastic venue here in Taupo in the centre of the North Island, New Zealand. Great spectacle of a track here on a good day, of course, underneath the shadow of the mountain, and almost a look to the lake to us from here. So a beautiful place to be, and characteristic of this scenic wonderland that is around the Taupo volcanic plateau here. So great to see as we look out for our run, and under braking it's that Demon Devil run, and here's Scott, and special congratulations to him and Diane. They've announced during the week they're expecting their 2nd child, so special congrats to Diane and Scotty, this man who leads it. What a positive way he'll be racing, so well done to him. And speaking of Scots, also congratulations to Scott and Lindsay, as Scotty Wilkins and Lindsay expecting their 2nd child as well. So in our family of motorcycle people growing hard and fast here in New Zealand, and great to see. But Brad, it's all with Scott. In fact, if anything, he's opening the buffer.
Absolutely, and I've noticed that Al Hoogie is opening a bit of a buffer too. So 1, 2 and 3 on your program at the moment is Scotty Moyer, then Al Hoogie, then Sloane Frost. So good work from those 3. Tony Rees, and good to see Tony Rees back up in top 4 action. James Hoogie, great start from James. He's there in the underground brown bigger motorcycle centre, Suzuki there in 5th place. And then there's Daniel Medham. Daniel needs a lot more points, and he's getting in 6th place there. So look for Daniel. He's definitely not going to give up on this one. There he is. Connor London is in there behind him. Jake Lewis, Olivio Zamperi is in there as well. So a great little fight there and behind that stuff as well. So we look at Scotty Moyer down the back end of the circuit, flying at the moment. Al Hoogie with the head down as well. So we'll keep an eye on that gap for the lead, because I think Al Hoogie might be a little bit of a dark horse here, because Scotty knows all he's got to do is beat Daniel Medham. He won't be pushing too hard, I don't imagine. But let's have a look at them down the back straight. They get right up into top gear on a superbike, over 260 kilometres an hour as they break into the awesome flip-flop at Bruce McLaren Motorsport Park. And here we go, Scotty Moyer, brilliant stuff. But watch that gap back to Al Hoogie. He's on the gas at the moment.
Yeah, it is indeed. In fact, it's Al Hoogie that's happening. There's a real buffer for Scotty and holding those others out for the points. And certainly he only needs 5 more to go back in the lead. He's held the lead on a number of occasions. Remember, this is a man from Taupo that went all the way to Timaru to have that exciting and fast round number 2. And he did the Dan Medham, what Dan did at Manfield last weekend, and winning every race. And that's all that Scott Moyer needs to do here. So well done to the Suzuki New Zealand Charlie Van course, this is a man who started motocross. His father, George, was a dominant motocrosser back in the 70s, early 80s. And Scott, well, he got into motocross as well. But when he got a taste of motard racing, he really took off. And then he made a very good little Moto 3 bike. And the fact that he had a 125 GP frame and put the a big 450cc motocross engine inside it, and that really took him places to win a Superlight title. And now here he is looking out in front of the Superbikes, and only a few years later. So great to see the big strong man from Taupo, Scott Moyer, leading him.
Yeah, brilliant stuff from Scott. It's exactly what he needs to do. He's out there in the front at the moment. Al Hoogie giving chase right there in second place. There's not much between the gap with first and second out on track at the moment. But then a great little battle for third place. The old veteran Tony Rees putting a whole lot of pressure on the TSS Fujitsu Suzuki of Sloane Frost. So the number 1 and the number 11 out there on screen, third and fourth in the race. And then we see is that Daniel Medham going up into fifth place into the flip-flop. I think it might be. So the update there, Daniel Medham, exactly what he needs to do. He needs to be charging in fifth place. So he'll only be getting 11 points in fifth place with Scott at 25. So that'll be a massive point swing in the championship. So still 6 odd laps to go in this one, and all to play for as we see Scotty running a bit wide and Al Hoogie maybe sneaking up on the inside. So the lead change of Al Hoogie into the lead of this one. Brilliant start from the Blue Crew Yamaha. So Scotty definitely run a bit wide on turn 1. So I think maybe there's a bit of not as much heat in the track as we might have thought. That wind might be playing a part. Definitely Damon run off in turn 1. So we'll have to have a look at this as we see Al Hoogie, our new race leader. Brilliant start.
Well, welcome in fact here today to Yamaha's race chief and Josh Coppins, who's joined us on board here at Road Racing. Of course, Josh, a world-acclaimed motocross star, number 2 in the world on 2 former occasions, and now looking after Yamaha's racing in New Zealand across the board with road racing. He's got a real bug for it as well, and it's a delight that he's joining us here. And maybe it's a bit of Josh influence that's making an upper hand there for Yamaha. So well done to him. So Alistair Hugenboom, the South Island visitor, in hot form here at the moment, ahead of Scott Moyer, Sloane Frost, Tony Rees, Dan Medham's moved up on James. Yes, he is Alistair's brother in there. We don't have Damon's brother Mitch, but great news that Mitch had a little bit of a ride yesterday, felt a lot of pain and realised, hey, there's still quite a bit of recovery to go on, but the more positive thing, he was back on a bike and knows the road to recovery is looking better after his unfortunate crash and breaking his leg at Timaru round number 2 back in January of this year. As we look out for the bike battle going on here, and it is Al over Scott, and look at that from Alistair Hugenboom. Well, I wonder if that's a fair bit of Scott playing on his mind to know that finishing is more important than trying to go for the lead and then crashing out and just making sure that he keeps the others at bay. But what he has done is allowed the others to close in, and that will surely give a sniff to Daniel Medham, because look at the work that Daniel's done. He's right up there now. He was a very distant 6, then he went fifth. Oh, it's a shame. It's a slide over right there as he swings out wide on the corner, but brings it back under control again and looks to fight his way back up here. But Brad, look at that. Al Hoogie, he is bolted. In fact, the man's halfway to the ferry back home again before we see second in the race.
Yeah, absolutely. He'll be back in his motel before he needs to get into this one. He's got a big advantage as he heads out of turn 5 up into turn 6. And then Scotty Moyer, who is just running the ship there in second place. But look at this battle. Tony Rees brought all the pressure with Sloane Frost in front of him, so third and fourth. And like you say, Dan Medham now caught right up to this group. So definitely going to play into Dan Medham's hands. If he can get a sniff onto that back group, watch Tony Rees come around the outside of turn 8. Have a look, not quite close enough to have a dive into turn 9. That's a high-speed right-hander there, but brilliant to see Tony Rees dicing back up the top end of this field. We've been waiting all season for it. And here we go. They go down and out of our sight down the big left-hand hairpin at Bruce McLaren Motorsport Park. What an awesome track we come to for the finale. It's got something for everyone. There's tight little infield turns, mid-speed corners, high-speed corners, and then hairpin. Look at that. That's Al Hoogie off in the distance, but that is a full-on 4 or 5 pack in there, battling for second place. So this one's definitely not over. We're only at half-race distance. Using Al Hoogie when he crosses the line, then we only 4 laps to go. And look at Sloane Frost, got a little sniff for second place. He's going to be into this one in a minute, I think.
Wow, look at that. Awesome to watch indeed. We got Dan Medham, yes indeed. It's probably James Hoogie in his back of traction. But I tell you what, Scott Moyer needs to look out, because these boys are coming. They're coming on his tail. Is he going to be able to do enough? He just swings beautifully out onto the apex of the corner, and then he just curves his way through there nicely. So he uses up the whole track and keeps the momentum going. Look at that. Just when he was under pressure, he's gone back to pull probably 2, maybe 3 bike lengths out of that one. So great work by Scott. And I think you're going to see so much defensive riding from these guys. That's going to play right into the hands of Al Hoogie. He's going to be looking for the podium. And maybe, I'll tell you what, the first that he's had in first place, this could be exceptional. So great to watch for Al Hoogie. Out in front on that Yamaha in an exceptional form there. So look out for the man. He's doing it all here at the moment. Courtesy of Yamaha, Blue Crew, Yamalu with YMF, YMI, Dunlop, GB Racing, Lazoo, along with RI, Revit City, F45 Rickerton. So great to have some Christchurch support there for the YZF R1 Yamaha pilot. Great form right out in front. Go Al Hoogie.
Yeah, it's interesting to see. We'll see different strengths of different bikes here at the moment. Scotty looks like he's getting out of the corners a lot better, but Sloan and the rest have got some really good brakes on him. So I don't know how your bike's set up here. Different conditions, different tyres maybe. But Al Hoogie, what a ride from Al. He's out in front of this one well and truly. But then behind him, that four-way battle. This is going to come alive here. Down the back straight they go. And Al Hoogie, Blue Crew, Yamaha, and brilliant stuff from him. But then have a look at this. Scotty Moyer, Sloan Frost, Tony Rees, and Dan met him right in there as well. So this is all to play for. And it's going to be 3 laps to go as they cross the line.
Well, is there going to be any changes? And look out for James Hugenboosum. He's just playing a shadow on the back of that quartet. So he's looking good back there in 6th place. So you've got Al right in front. Then you go 1, 2, 3, 4 as quick as that for the next foursome. And then looking back to that 6th place of James Hugen. And look at that corner. The Carl Cox Motorsport super hairpin at the end of the start straight. It just comes right. In fact, it's more than hairpin because it actually comes tighter back on itself. It's almost a question mark that comes right back around again. It's a fantastic corner. And it certainly looks just like the many up front of boys. And as we've seen from that, Scott Moyer just knowing how to mask that corner, looking in good form. And just as we say that, you look at that gap first and second, and as much as it had opened out before, I think it's sort of just sitting there quite static at the moment, about the same between them. So Al for the front, then looking out too, Scott. Oh, I tell you what, Sloan was looking for a bit of a pouncing opportunity. He just got the feel that he wanted to whip up on the inside. Wasn't going to do the late demon braking too much at stake here. After all, still got all tomorrow. I think this is really a sensing race for what could be happening here tomorrow, because if we got a championship that's going to go down to the wire like this, there's nothing better than seeing all these fastest and top 6 riders in the pack and all here with a real chance to pounce, and with 3, or what is really right at this point, 2.5 laps to go.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant stuff. So definitely some big demon braking moves coming in there. But lap traffic to contend with as well. Hopefully they pick up the lap traffic down the back straight so it doesn't alter our race. Al Hoogie negotiates it well and truly. He's run a perfect race, but then just on the flip-flop we've got a lap rider to contend with. Scotty gets in front, Sloan does as well, and then Daniel's now up ahead of Tony. So Daniel met him up into 4th place and only 2 behind Scotty. So this is going to be not much of a point swing now after it looked like Scotty was going to have a major one. So there it is, 2 laps to go. Al Hoogie leads Scott Moyer from Sloan Frost, but now Daniel met him up into 4th. Tony Rees in 5th, and look at James Hoogie. He's right on the back of Tony now as well. So we've got full-on 5-way scrap. That's for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th in this race. This is going to be a brilliant couple of lap finale here.
I'll tell you what, we'd be doing a disservice if we didn't mention the other riders in the field, and some of them going very well. Let's look back in there, of course, outside that group to Jake Lewis, Olivia Zamperi, with Brad Groombridge in there, the local man, of course, having his debut season in New Zealand road racing, and he's gone straight to Superbikes. Jay Lawrence in there on the Carl Cox Motorsport, supported TSS Red Baron Suzuki GSXR 1000. He's got himself into that top 10, and unfortunately, for whatever reason, Connor London out of the battle. He was a local man, and we had a lot of hope for that he was going to be inside the top 5 or 6. Remembering he hit a podium, he got a 3rd place at the first race at Hampton Downs for MotoFest just a month ago this weekend. So more of our riders that are part of our racing in New Zealand Superbikes. This is NZSBK Superbike action, and coming to the business end of our race now, Brad.
Absolutely brilliant. So the white flag out of the window and ready, waiting for Al Hoogie. He's heading down the back straight at the moment, so brilliant stuff from Al. He's nice and in control of this one. But then the battle behind him, Scotty Moyer, Sloan Frost, Daniel met him looking for a move, under brakes into the flip-flop. I don't think he's going to be close enough. Sloan goes in defensive and cuts the line off, but he's right there. So this is going to be all on. We've got round out of turn 14, and we see Al Hoogie's going to take the white flag. 1 lap to go, but then Scotty, Sloan, Daniel, the 3 Suzukis, they were on fire at Manfield in a 3-way fight. And now we see Sloan just takes a different line, and then Daniel Mitham's going to go around the outside, so they're going to be 2 wide. Scotty sort of stands Sloan up, and Daniel Mitham's going to sneak up the inside into the S's. So there we go. Daniel Mitham now into 3rd place, so Scotty's going to have to really be careful. This has been a great ride from Daniel Mitham, and he is in 3rd place at the moment.
Freeze frame in there, Brad. If it finishes like that, it'll be a points tie. Remembering we've only 5 points, then at 5, that's only a 4. That's only a 4 buffer. So no, it would still be Daniel by 1 point. So there you go. And as all of that's gone on, of course, we've been watching to see how the others have been performing, and where do we go with our Demon Damo, not to feature in that list. So there must have been a problem with the bike, because back out of the contention. Yes, in fact, there you go. He had done, and it looks like he's an entire lap down. So I think there was a reason for his overshoot there earlier, Brad. I'd say it's mechanical.
Yeah, it's definitely something going on there as well, and we see some people that were pit side out of this one as well. So unfortunate stuff at NZSBK, but we look down the back straight out of the final hairpin. Al Hoogie is definitely in charge of this one. What a ride from Al Hoogie. He's screaming down the back straight at the moment. And then we go back to that fight there, and trying to catch a glimpse of us. They've gone out of our sight, and it looks like there's a lap rider going to play a big part of this one. Daniel Mittam goes up the flip-flops So we've got a change for second place. Daniel Medham is going to get up into second place out of turn 14. The number 43 machine, well done to Alistair Hugenbosen for R1 Yamaha. He does a bit of a wheelie with Daniel Medham. Pips Scotty Moyer for the second and third, and then Sloane Frost back to Tony Rees and James Hoogie there. So drama aplenty. Definitely a lap rider coming to play there. And Daniel Medham, what a ride from Daniel Medham. That's the ride of the season for him so far, when the championship's at the business end, and Daniel Medham will extend his points advantage. At the start of this race, there was no way he was going to extend his points advantage. So what a ride from him. And then we go back. Yeah, what a ride. Sloane Frost ends up in fourth place. Tony Rees gets fifth. James Hoogie, good ride from James. Jake Lewis, Livio Zamperi, Brad Groombridge in there as well. Jay Lawrence, good to see Jay on the Carl Cox Motorsport BMW this weekend. And then we go to in there as well, Ryan Yanko and David Sharp in there as well. So brilliant stuff all around there. Non-finishers for Damon Rees and Connor London. So I saw Connor on the pit wall, so he looks A-OK, so I'm not sure what's happened there. And we'll definitely try and find out what's happened to Demon Damo Rees there. But yeah, the way he shot off at turn 1 and made a bit of progress, but then pulled out. I'm not sure if there's some bike troubles there or not.
All right, thanks to our sponsors, Carl Cox Motorsport, Suzuki, A Way of Life, Yamaha, and their Blue Crew. And congratulations for taking a win in NZSBK race number 1 of this weekend. 3 at stake, of course, 5 rounds of the championship, 3 at each, 15 races. So that was, in fact, lucky 13 for Al Hoogie. So well done. Along with ICG Print, DHL Express, Motorcycle New Zealand with Pirelli, Honda Cars, Resine Automotive and Light Industrial with Bike Rider Magazine, MX and Track Timing, and Ctas Live, who are giving you this fantastic live broadcast out there, both audio and visual, and great to see. We'll be heading trackside and doing our podium next. Opportunity to be live, loud and proud now in our pit lane, and to Scott. Feels good to be back home, Scott.
I mean, hey, third's not where I wanted to be, you know. I wanted to beat Dan, but I had a few bike troubles out there. But I managed to nurse it home with no traction control, and it was running on corners. It was a bit scary, but yeah, a bit of a bummer lapper again, you know, last lap, second last corner, sort of cost me a second. But hey, you know, Dan had a good charge, I think, came through, still salvaged some points, you know, it's definitely not over.
Until tomorrow, you did right there. Well done to Scott Moyer and to Daniel. Congratulations, Dan. Man, at one stage in the race we thought it was a goodbye, but great fight back.
Yeah, I think I was in 8th on the first lap, and I just picked off a pass each lap, and it was closing down on those front guys. Had to get pretty aggressive on that last lap round the outside of Sloane into 1, and then the back marker came into play again, and I chose the outside line and rode around both of them. So yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah, well done. That's a 9-point advantage you'll have there now. But come on, what about it, folks? Let's hear it for Yamaha. Yes, Al Hoogie. Oh, listen to that. The crowd's telling exactly how you're feeling. Congratulations, Al. Tell us about the control. How did you do that?
I don't know, just keep going. So, but awesome. Big thanks to Yamaha and the Blue crew. It's cool to see a different shade of blue up on the podium. So, just big ups to the team. We were struggling on Friday and even earlier on today. Just made some big changes in its work. So, big thanks to Robert and Halen and everyone in the team for making the bike comfortable and letting us do our thing.
Well, I've got to say, having watched your results here over the years, you don't feel too out of place here. It may be a long way from home, but you enjoy Taupo.
I absolutely love Taupo. It'd be one of my favourite tracks to come to. So, it's, like I said in the conference yesterday, it's like real Puna and light levels. So, give me some corners and we'll go. So.
What about that? There's your podium, folks, for Superbikes here on Saturday. Race 13 of our 15 races. Al Hoogie takes it for Yamaha. Ahead of Suzuki twins out there, Daniel Medham and Scott Moyer. Another great effort from our boys brought to us by NZSBK with Honda, ICG Print, Suzuki Way of Life, and your sponsors this weekend, Carl Cox Motorsport.